Hi, this is Anil Puri from 9 Pillars. Today I'm going to share with you the 1% rule, where some small changes in just a few areas of your business can have a massive improvement in your profitability. Stay tuned. Okay, now as you may know, numbers are an important part of what I do with clients. Okay, it's about helping them understand the numbers better, but also analysing the business and really understanding what's happening in the business through the numbers. Now, there's going to be a lot of numbers I'm going to show you on here and just take you through this example and how it all flows through, but just bear with me and it'll all make sense. Now, what I've done here is put a base case, an example business that has $100 of revenue, $50 of cost of sales, so they're things, direct costs to making the sale. So for example, if you're a trades business, you might have components, materials that you use as part of your service. If you're a manufacturer, it'll be all the components that go into making the product and so on, okay? That leaves you with a gross profit before your overheads, and that leaves you with a net profit, okay? So overheads are those fixed costs like rent, motor vehicle expenses, salaries, those types of things, all right? So that's the base case. What I'm going to show you is how a 1% increase in sales plus a 1% increase in price plus a 1% reduction in costs, how that flows through and what the final impact of those small little changes are to this bottom line, all right? All right, so the first step is where sales increase by 1%. So what happens there is obviously revenue grows by 1% from 100 to 101. Cost of sales also goes up because as you do more jobs, do more work, the materials involved in making that sale goes up as well. So that's gone up by 1%. That leaves a gross profit of 50.5. Now overheads don't change. All right? So the assumption is that as you grow sales by a small amount, your costs of employment, rent, electricity, doesn't change, okay? So that stays the same, and that leaves you with a net profit of 10.5, okay? So just bear with me and I'll go through how all of these add together to give you the final result. All right, so now what I've done is I've redone the numbers with a 1% price increase, all right? So that means that revenue goes up by 1% because obviously prices have gone up, but everything else stays the same. So costs don't change because if you have a price increase, there's no impact on your costs. But what it does mean is that you make more money off each sale and each service you provide. There's no change in costs, the fixed cost of your business, and that gives you a net profit of that increase from 10.5 to 11.51. Now, if you want to check my calculations, feel free, but I've checked these and this is how it all adds together. Okay, so the last step is where I've reduced costs by 1%, okay? So from this case to here, sales, no change. Costs have come down by 1%, so it's basically back to where it is here after the increase in sales. So that gives you a gross profit of this, 52.01. We've reduced costs, these overhead costs, by 1% as well. And so what it does, if you add that down, it leaves you with a profit of 12.41. Now, the difference between this, I know we're talking about small numbers here, but just bear with me. If you look at the difference between that 10 where we started and this 12.41, the difference between those two is 2.41. And if you look at that as a comparison to where we started, the 10% profit, that has meant an increase of 24.1%, which is amazing. All right, so a 1% increase in sales, a 1% price increase, a 1% reduction in costs, and that could be through, I've got clients at the moment looking at their insurances, just shopping around for better prices with suppliers, looking at other electricity providers. There's a whole range of things you can do to look at reducing your costs, even wastage, just measuring that and better tracking that. So it's amazing how these 1% small increases and changes can lead to a massive increase in your profitability, all right? So now if this wasn't 10,000, if this was 100,000, then obviously that'd be $24,000 extra money in your pocket. And obviously as the business grows, that dollar figure becomes a lot bigger, all right? So hopefully this is, you found this very interesting. So go back, have a think about how you can increase your sales, how you can increase your price, how you can manage your costs better, and you'll have a massive, massive increase in your bottom line. Okay, so if you need a hand with anything, if you want to bounce around ideas on how to do any of this or talk about financials or a bit about the business in general, just give us a buzz. All the best.